All right, March of 2000, Superman Adventures by Mark Millar. Yes, right, a Mark Millar Superman story. I had not read this. Finally got a copy, but we're going to look at it digitally and tease something. This is a fascinating piece of work. I thought I would just need everyone's attention. Maybe you're familiar with it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Let's get into it right now. Okay, Superman Adventures 41 from March 2000. I love the color. I love the dynamics of the movement and the shadows. 22 stories in a single bound. That's right. So, what Mark Miller did was he basically just told one page stories on every single page. So, this one is Mark Miller, but Terry Austin does the work. And you have basically the origin of Superman. You have him coming to Earth, and the Kens are finding him, lifting a tractor, flying over Statue of Liberty. Every page is like a small comic strip story, but it's on a comic book page. So you only have one story being told. This one's called Power Trip, and it's basically Superman losing control of his X-ray vision. Scroll down, scroll down. There's a little what's actually happening. This is done by art by Joe Staton. You can keep going. Here's one. Look at the retro feel right here with sort of like an old school Dick Tracy look to that. And it's really, really good. Each page is just different. Here's one about a week of life in the life of Lois Lane. Her being saved by Superman Monday, Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Here's Thursday. It just kind of keeps going. Brett Blevins does the art here. Fantastic stuff. Keeps going. Who likes this guy, right? We get him here. And then you have a little more here with Luthor, a little bit of a story going on with that. And of course, Superman flying overhead. Very good stuff. And every page is just like that. Every page is something different, interesting. Here's a Lobo little story. Here's one that focuses on Jimmy. That one's actually really great. Yeah, we got this. So good. Oh, I love it so much. And here's a little Batman cameo. But yeah, we just love Supergirl showing up. A little bit of that. A little bit darker, edgier stuff here with Dark Side. So Toyman, great stuff here. This sort of like retro sci-fi type feel. The art on this one is interesting because it's so different. All the art's different. Everything's different. So yeah, lots of great stuff here. And I don't know if you're a massive fan of the animated Superman show, but I think it feels like in the same vibe of that era where they're trying to promote a lot of different elements. I love it. There's a story with Brainiac. There's more stuff with Jimmy. You have different characters that kind of show up. It's sort of like different eras as well. You have stuff that feels more modern, stuff that feels very retro. There's a great sort of like little take on Bizarro Superman, which I thought was good. There's also like dreaming. Lois is dreaming at one point about flying like Superman, those kinds of things. So I just thought it was just an interesting concept of a book. It's not something that I don't know. Are there more of them that are like this? Because this was a really cool concept, and Mark Miller just continues to impress me by having this resume of stuff, always pushing himself, trying different things, being outside the box of some of the normal mainstream things that we are used to seeing and are kind of like dead. And so much of these books now, I picked up another couple of new books and I was looking at them. One was DC, one was Marvel. Both of them had these weird pages dedicated to the characters in the story as though they had social media accounts. So it was like these fake blog posting, Instagram posting, social media type presence. And I'm like, okay, that's so oddly on the nose for the time. And it's not done with anything that moves the story forward, really. And it really doesn't even catch the reader up exactly. Like, I thought that was just very strange and odd, but it was just an odd one. I thought it's kind of a fun thing to bring to the forefront. Superman Adventures 41, Mark Miller, March 2000. I don't think it's expensive. I think it's pretty midland. So I would assume just some sort of standard back issue price, depending on the quality that you want from it. I think that the different art is also interesting because you might find an artist, I think, that might catch your eye. You're like, well, that's really, really pretty cool. I will say the fact that they Do this on the cover, I think, to me, sold it for me. I was like, let me check this out. Mark Millar did it. Check out that cool cover. If nothing else, I got that. And that's kind of what I got out of it. So I'd love to hear more recommendations from you guys. So feel free to throw those out there as well. Things you want me to talk about or character to talk about. I actually had some great comments from folks on some old videos. This is another reason comic book stuff is kind of weird. Like, we're not in a great market right now, but this is a person who found like an old Namor video that I did. And there's another person that found a couple of comic covers that I talked about, things of that nature. And I'm like, well, what should we talk about? Because I want it to be important to you now, but what would you be like looking for? Like, I feel I'm asking for like the YouTube search things. What is the Blood and Blush to read or whatever? And I don't know how to navigate sometimes spending my time wisely, because a lot of what I'm reading, it's the same stuff as before. They're just good, right? Conan's still good. Transformers is still good. Ghost Machine stuff's good. I don't know that I think anything is so great we're going to be talking about it for a while. And I feel like I'm always betrayed, even by stuff I enjoy, like Gunslinger Spawn. I've done a video relatively recently where I like, well, a year ago or so, I said, this is a good chance to jump in. Now we're like a year later, and it's like, yeah, you didn't miss anything. Nothing happened. It was all let down. So when even that happens, Conan's kind of the same. So what am I supposed to do? So I found something like this to talk about. You guys tell me what you guys think. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pops. Tune into Pops. Let me tell you about the show called